Okay, welcome back. 10:31, everybody. Looking out into the city of Grand Rapids. We're quiet and we're cold, but not quite as cold as we're going to be by daybreak tomorrow morning. Sitting at 15 degrees at last check. Last night, by the way, we got down to 5 degrees in the overnight period. I think we're headed for about 1 or 2 degrees, if you can believe that. And I do believe that we are going to break these clouds up more so in the overnight. The winds right now out of the northwest around 5 to 10. Those will turn to the north and then eventually even a bit northeasterly overnight. So helping to shove, I think, some of these low-level clouds more towards the lakeshore. If you live right along the lakeshore, you're going to retain more clouds. But I think in GR, clouds breaking up, we should be looking at some decent sunshine. I would think at the time the sun comes up, 7:44, sunrise is checking in earlier and earlier, and the sunset's checking in later and later. We'll take that. 6:09 with the sunset for tomorrow. Will rise to 20 degrees. Clouds increasing during the afternoon, but we should get a number of hours of some filtered / dimmed sun on Thursday, and no threat of any snowfall that's going to be accumulating. These are the overnight lows projected. Myself and Eric Kostreva came up with this number 1. How about that? Yeah, it's going to be very, very cold to begin the day tomorrow, and I believe that would be the coldest temperature of this chilly phase of weather that kicked in later last work week. Thus far, probably not the coldest temperature that we will see, though, over the next several days, because another lobe of very cold air could take us below zero, I think, by early next week in an overnight period. You'll see that on the 7-day in just a few moments. Temperatures right now in the low to middle teens. It does get colder out to the northwest. No shocker. Typically it does when you've got Arctic air overhead leading up into Canada. What I do want to show you is, though, that the coldest air in Canada, the coldest reservoir associated with what has become commonplace vernacular, this polar vortex term over the past, what has it been, about a decade that seems to have come about. If there is a polar vortex, it's right here in southern Canada, and it's going to try to move southward. Obviously, it won't be that cold when it gets down into our neck of the woods, but it will spiral down noticeably colder air by Sunday and Monday, and it is on Monday morning when perhaps we may drop below zero with the actual mercury and not just the wind chills. These are the wind chills projected off of one of our models for early on Sunday, though, at 9 a.m. Look at this across the lake in Wisconsin, Iowa, and Minnesota, ranging from -30 to -50. That influence of the waters of Lake Michigan, though, providing a bit of a roadblock here as we don't get nearly that cold. We're about -17 according to the model. Obviously, that could change a little several days out, but you see the influence of those lake waters nearby. We'll take it, folks. It's going to be cold, though, over the next 7 days. These are the actual readings projected from here at Fox 17, and we've got 18 and 20 by next Tuesday and Wednesday, starting to round the bend, and I do think that will be the end of the worst of it. And I would venture to say probably the end of the worst of it for the entirety of the winter season, because it looks like it's going to start to climb back into the mid to upper 20s to near 30 degrees by that following weekend. And at that point, I mean, we're only going to be a week or 10 days away from the start of March, so it's pretty hard to get back into place what we will have just gone through, and I think it'll be nearly impossible at that point. Nothing going on outside other than just some clouds overhead. High pressure not far off to the north. I am tracking a weather disturbance over Montana. That'll slide on through late tomorrow night into early Friday with a dusting of snow or a coating, nothing more than that. Another swirl, as I talked about in the tease before the commercial break. This will be a little bit more vigorous. Not a big system, but it could give us a couple inches on a Saturday. Let's go to the model and watch it. Any flurries out over the open waters of Lake Michigan. Here comes this weather impulse later tomorrow night, I would think after 10, 11 o'clock into early on Friday, so just enough to grease up the roads. Model not even really detecting a whole lot. I'm thinking of dusting or coating. And then overnight Friday into Saturday, another area of light snow expands into the region. These temperatures are going to be cold, even though there's not a whole lot of moisture with it. It probably has enough to throw down an inch or 2, maybe even 3 along the lakeshore. And then some lake effect snow flurries on Sunday, maybe a snow shower. You've been hearing talk, or you may hear more talk about a system on Tuesday. We're monitoring that. It's still a long way away, and things can change with the track, but there could be a healthy system. I think there will be in the eastern United States. Whether it comes up into our region or over towards the East Coast remains to be seen. One thing's for sure, Derek and Jan's going to be cold right on through the next 7 days.
Around.
Anthony, thanks. Still ahead of